Well, as usual, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Dom McTighe and his helicopter, who each year meets our huge groups and takes us into these backcountry places. Well, I hope you enjoy this short video and some of the stories from this summer's General Mountaineering camp. I remember climbing here 9 years ago, and it's nice to be back. I like this Alexandra place. Lots of adventures to be had this week. Hey, Jeff. Qu'est-ce que c'était pense, monsieur?
C'était bon, Peter.
Oui.
On a fait un rebirth. C'était pas pire en mode.
Oui. Of course, we'll go in and look at some of the climbs we did over the weeks, but as well, we'll sit down and listen to some of the stories. Maybe let's just start off with a short climbing story. On the moves, heading up onto the ledge on Coral, a little pitch at the top of the moraines. Though not very difficult, there are some exposed moves on the start of the coral ledges. One of the times I was there, as we were all getting roped up a big group, one of the participants just said, "I'm just going to climb without a rope on this time, see if I can do it." I just sort of laughed and said, "No."
Doctor told us.
No, Simon
Simon
said
told us.
walking is great, helps them blood cells circulate.
Circulate.
Great for the lungs.
Great for the ticker.
Nothing
Nothing gets you. Gets you. But that's a straight quicker.
Keeps us healthy. Keeps feel so sweet.
Pumping our arms and stamping our feet.
Molding our muscles. Firming our core. Panting like a pack mule. Sweating up a storm. Keeps me useful. Keeps it loose. Tightens our tummies. Smells of the boots. Beats being sluggish. Beats being lazy. Why do we walk? Maybe we're crazy.
The weather on Mount Alexandra was spectacular. One of the clearest days of the week, and with a group that was keen to get up and enjoy the scenery.
There's a pyramid over there.
Looks like Sir Donald to me, but
Yeah, I was wondering if that's Sir Donald, because that's got that nice...
On the summit of Mount Alexandra.
That could be it, eh? Do you think?
What's that?
There's a high group over there with a lot of glaciation. And then
That
just,
could
just
be,
to the north of it, there's a pyramid.
That could be Sir Donald,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm thinking the same thing because just that nice clean west ridge on top you see from the highway.
And if you haven't been paying attention, make a good guess and just agree. Well, not all the stories that were told came from this week. We had to really convince Stan to tell his great story from another high camp.
Taking the trip up to the Lyells, and I guess Brad, in his infinite wisdom, had decided to set up a high camp to help out. And this was week 2, and the people in week 1, Tim, I guess, was one of them. Was it week 1 you said? No. Well, somewhere before we got up there, some of you guys decided to set up this beautiful privy. And
Tim built an awesome privy.
right, I mean, we're talking about beautiful, just a rock pile with the most magnificent view you could imagine. So, of course, my only night at high camp was late, and decided, okay, you know what, some urge has come over me, and I need to find this wonderful outhouse in the dark. And so I managed to make my way up. I barely found it. I almost went over the cliff. I don't know why they put it where they did. So I managed to take care of my needs and reached into my pocket to find some toilet paper, and much to my surprise, I had forgotten it. So it was kind of an odd situation, which I'm sure many people have been in before. And then out of the corner of my eye, I saw this plastic bag sitting beside the privy, toilet paper, it all folded up nicely. And I said, well, thank goodness the guys have decided to leave some. What are you laughing at? So I felt blessed. Somebody was looking after me, so I managed to use a few sheets and throw them into the privy. And then I realized that the guide had said, make sure you throw all the toilet paper in the little plastic bag. Well, and I don't know if I want to tell the story again. I'm glad Peter's getting it on film, because 4 years in a row is enough.
The talk around camp was that the ridge on White Rose was one of the fine climbs in the area. On the coral ledges. The weather was great, and it wasn't hard to convince people to do the beautiful loop up around Alexandra and over White Rose. Another nice day.
My goodness, this is a wow. Oh, great, huh, Bob?
There's camp.
Yep, look at camp.
What a day.
What a day.
Many like this.
No.
Bluebird all the way.
Well, we continued along the ridge, over the summit, did the rappels on the other side, up and over Rose Petal and back to camp. Well, it is a hard life. Some people say a hard rock life.
rock life. Single guys can't find no brides. What with all these mountain guides? They ignore us all. It's for guys like Tim, they fall. It's rock life. Showers always freezing cold. Try the lake, it's warm, I'm told. That's what Natalia says.
Well, that's Natalia.
That's Natalia.
It's a hard rock.
They were a pretty unruly lot, but she held them in close quarters and she looked after them well and kept them in line. And I'm not sure if you're aware that Peter is writing a book on his most difficult clients. And I'm chapter 2. I know there is somebody out there who's worse than me. And it was really a wonderful trip. I have to thank Bonnie's Toes for trip up. They worked very hard, those toes. And we got up, it was beautiful up there. We had a lunch reservation for 4, so Alan and Esther were already there keeping our places for us. And it was gorgeous. We also stopped and looked over, Bonnie, I'm not sure what you would call that valley, but there was the most gorgeous smell coming up from just like heather and greenery. And I count this as a birthday present, but my birthday was in March. And it was very beautiful, and I thank Peter and Paul and Bonnie and other people who cheered me on, like my tent mate, and all who got us here, all who are here, and all who care for us when we're here.
So the days went by one after another. The weather was great for both weeks. We explored both sides of the valley, both the large glaciers of Alexandra, Fresnoy and South Rice, and the spectacular meadows and valleys under Whirlwind, Fool's Gold, and Fried Rice.
GMC dinners, there is a strategy to getting your food fast, and that is you make space on the table. So where there are obstructions, you remove obstructions, and you make some right here. Space. You make space. So when the plate comes, when the plate arrives, I get to bum more wine. We get it first. That is the strategy.
En route to Fried Rice. And the gang. Hi, Peter. And Mount Alexandra in the distance. Fried rice!
Fried rice!
God, this is about the best scramble I've ever done.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you, Margaret.
Well, I'll have to tell you, when Margaret said that was one of the best scrambles she'd ever done, That really made my day.
Climbed together at university. I took him on his first rock climbs at the University Mountaineering Club back in 60s. No, no. Yeah, I said, you know, come on this GMC. He said, and I said, well look, you know, they'll all be fitter than I will, won't they? He says, no, no, no. It means geriatric mountaineering.
Yes, the climbing was great, but it's the stories that were told that help us to remember our time in the mountains. So just tell me about your week.
Hey, you know I liked the food. Oh, the weather was outstanding.
It's great, and it was really fulfilling to watch them and how they. It was absolutely wonderful. Lots of new people.
Seeing all the people that I met last year.
Over the week, from coming in being somewhat nervous, and then by feeling really confident. And it was wonderful to share in that and be part of it. Sometimes she's high maintenance, but we did our best with her. And what Brian could talk about high maintenance. What would you like to say?
No, I wouldn't like to say anything.
About
So great. I mean, Peter Amann. I mean, you can't get a better guy.
Absolutely, yeah.
Especially the Snow White. You know, he's been here for 20 years. And it just, and he's done some really bad jokes. It's so great to meet Tim again and climb with Jeff and Steve. And the camp was run really well.
Alex, come here to
Oh, man.
That was great. It was absolutely wonderful.
And who else?
Neil. The only thing I have to say is, you know, were we ever freaked out? Well, I have to say, when I was on the mission, did that. And that's why the guides, I mean, this guy that's so privileged to be there. It's great.